Hello students, a very warm welcome to BYJU'S Classes. This is Nidhi and today we are going to discuss 26th February second shift mathematics paper which was held this year for JEE Mains conducted by NTA. Well, this question says let A is a set having 1 to 10 all natural numbers and a function is defined from A to A, that is f, and the definition is given to as f of k. When k is odd, it's equal to k plus 1, and when k is even, it is equal to k. Okay, so that means they have defined the function f. What they have asked is number of possible functions g, again defined from A to A, such that g of f is equal to f is. They have given us options over here. This is a question of obviously composite functions, but a bit of permutation and combination is included, which is not that much difficult. Clear? Okay, so if I have to find g of fx is equal to fx, that means this is the condition. I have to find how many such functions g can be defined from A to A. For that, I have to definitely figure out what is my f, right? So, f is given as, if suppose I put k as an odd number, let's say I'm putting k is equal to 1. Then I can say that f of 1 will be equal to 1 plus 1, that is 2. Similarly, if I put my k as 2, which is even, my f of k will be equal to k. That means my f of 2 is again equal to 2. What is happening? It is saying that if my x values are 1 and 2, my f is going to map with the same value, that is 2. Similarly, continuing further, if I put k as 3 or 4, my f value will definitely come out as equal to 4 only. So that means f is kind of a many one function, right? For 1 and 2, it's giving me the same value, that is 2. For 3 and 4, it's giving me the same value, that is 4. That means f is going to take only even values. Is this much clear? Perfect. So I have my function f and we have just seen that f takes only even values, right? And what are the values? Well, the values will be 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. These are the values which my function f is taking. So what have they said? That g of fx is equal to fx. That means if I put my fx in place of fx, if suppose I put x, then I can say that my g of x will be equal to x, given x has to be even, right? Because f is taking only even values. Is this much clear? Perfect. Now we have to decide how many such functions are possible such that g of x is equal to x. So what does this mean? Suppose if I plot my mapping over here, I have my function defined from set A to A. Whenever I put my input as an even number, that means 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. Whenever I put x as these values, they will map directly with the value that is equal to x itself. So 2 will map with 2, 4 is going to map with 4, my 6 is going to map with 6, 8 is going to map with 8 and similarly 10 is going to map with 10. So these are fixed. But in G, I have 5 rest of the elements which are left. I have 5 odd numbers left. The odd numbers are 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. These are still left in G. I have to map them with my codomain, that is again A. So if these are elements which are left in my domain of G, these can be mapped with any of the 10 elements in set A, which is the codomain, right? My 1 can go from can be mapped with any element from 1 to 10. Similarly, my 3 can be mapped with any element from 1 to 10 again. So therefore, I can say that since my even numbers are fixed, my odd numbers, each odd number has 10 options, right, to be mapped with. So I can say that my total number of functions or total number of G functions which are possible will be equal to my each odd element has 10 options. So it's 10 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 10 till 5 times. That is going to give me 10 raised to 5. These are the total possibilities of defining the function G. Is this clear, guys? Have you understood? So this question was again on a moderate or easy level. That depends upon how you are actually thinking about the question. What you have to think, the first thing is that f only takes even value. That was the foremost important thing, right? And after that, we have seen that my g of x value will be equal to x whenever my x is even. So that left only my odd numbers which can be mapped with any 10 of the numbers which are given in codomain of G, right? So the total number of functions will be 10 raised to 5. Understood? Perfect. And now if you look at the options, we can say that answer is A. Well, this question is from permutation and combination. Let's see what the question is saying. A natural number n is given whose prime factors are 2 raised to x, 3 raised to y, 5 raised to z. So 2, 3, 5 are the prime factors and some powers are given to 2, 3 and 5. Y and z are defined such that y plus z is 5 and reciprocal sum is 5 by 6 where y is greater than z. Then what are the number of odd divisors of n including 1? So that means I have to find divisors of n and that too the odd one. Clear? So to find odd divisors of n, I have to definitely find the power of 3 and the power of 5. That means y and z. And for that, they have given me two equations. Clear? So let's start by solving for y and z. Okay, so I have two equations in y and z. Y plus z is equal to 5. And 1 by y plus 1 by z is equal to 5 by 6. If I observe the equations, I can say the values of y and z are 3 and 2. Right? But suppose if you want to solve, we can solve this part also. When I take my LCM in the second equation, it's giving me y plus z divided by yz is equal to 5 by 6. And since y plus z is 5, this part is cancelling out. I am having yz is equal to 6. So when I actually eliminate one of the variables, that is y or z, I am writing this as y multiplied by, in place of z, I am putting from here 5 minus y. So it's going to give me 5 minus y is equal to 6. That means y square minus 5y plus 6 is equal to 0. The values of y are nothing but 2 and 3. Clear? So that means my y definitely will take 3, z is going to take 2 because y is greater than z. Now, if I write my number again, it has become 2 raised to x multiplied by 3 raised to 3 multiplied by 5 raised to 2. Now, what I have to find is the number of odd divisors. Now, what do you mean by odd? Well, the basic definition is that odd numbers are those numbers which are not at all divisible by 2. Right? So, if I want to find the factors of this number n, that means my power of 2 should be a big 0 in all those factors. So if my power of 2 is 0, that means I can say that my odd divisors will have only one option for 2, that is 2 raised to 0, because no other power of 2 can come, right? Okay, coming to the 3 cube part. Now 3 cube does not have any restriction. I mean 3 does not have any restriction. You can have 3, you can have 3 square, you can have 3 cube, or you can have 3 raised to 0. That means the total number will become 4, or let's say the total options will become 4 for 3. Similarly for 5, the power is 2. So again, there is no restriction on 5. You can have in your divisors 5 raised to 0 or 5 raised to 1 or 5 raised to 2. That is going to give me 3 options. So multiplied by 3. So that means my total number of odd divisors is equal to 12. Have you understood? 0 power for 2, that means only one option to take my 2. Similarly for 3, I have 4 different options because there is no restriction. I can take 3 raised to 0, 3 raised to 1, 3 square or 3 cube. And similarly for 5, I have 3 options available. Clear? So 1 into 4 into 3, that is 12, is going to give me total number of odd divisors. Understood? A simple question, isn't it? Perfect. Now, when we see the options, we can say that answer is going to be C. Well, this question says that fx is sine inverse x and gx is quadratic by quadratic, x square minus x minus 2 divided by 2x square minus x minus 6. And they have also said that g of 2 is defined as limit x is approaching to 2 g of x. Why have they given this? Because in g of x, you can see the denominator part has the factors as 2x plus 3 multiplied by x minus 2. That means in my function g2 is not lying in the domain. So to define separately the value of g of 2, they have said that it is equal to the limiting value of gx. Okay, perfect. What have they asked finally is domain of the function f of g is. Okay, so that means I have to find domain of f of g. Further, if I want to write my f of g, it is going to become sine inverse of g. That is x square minus x minus 2 divided by 2x square minus x minus 6. This has to be defined, right? That means this part which is written inside sine inverse should definitely lie between minus 1 to 1. And one more thing we can do is that my numerator has factors x minus 2 multiplied by x plus 1. My denominator has factors again x minus 2 multiplied by 2x plus 3. So I can cancel this x minus 2. But I have to keep in mind whether g of 2 actually define or is satisfied by the domain of sine inverse. That means I have to check whether sine inverse of g of 2 is defined. If it is defined, then 2 might be included in the domain. If it is not, you have to exclude it. Clear? Okay. So I have to check two things. First of all, I have to find my value of g of 2. That means the limiting value of my function gx. And second, I have to make sure that this x plus 1 upon 2x plus 3 have to lie between minus 1 to 1. For what values of x will that be true will give me final answer of the domain. Understood how we define composite function? I have to put g of x in fx, and that fx in this case is sine inverse. So my g should lie in minus 1 to 1. When I solve that and I get the values of x, that is going to give me the domain. Understood? Perfect. Now coming to first what I have to solve, whether g of 2 actually will satisfy the domain of sine inverse x. Now what is g of 2? They have already defined its limit. X is approaching to 2. Gx, that is x square minus x minus 2 upon 2x square minus x minus 6. And we have already cancelled the common factor which we have just seen. So x minus 2 got cancelled and left with us is x plus 1 upon 2x plus 3. When I put x as 2 over here, it's going to become 3 divided by 7. So g of 2 is 3 by 7. That means, can I say that my sine inverse of g of 2 will be defined? Well, yes, because 3 by 7 definitely lies in the domain of sine inverse x. So this is defined. That means x is equal to 2 can be the possibility of domain of f of g. Understood? Perfect. Now I have to check for that my sine inverse of x plus 1 upon 2x plus 3 should be defined. What is this? This part is nothing but g after cancelling the common factor. So that is going to give me that mod of x plus 1 upon 2x plus 3 definitely should be less than equal to 1. Right? If the quantity is lying between minus 1 to 1, its modulus is less than equal to 1. And now I have to just solve this. Now how can we solve this? Well, there are two ways. You can lie this quantity, the bracket 1, in between minus 1 to 1, or if you want to do in a shorter way, what you can do is you can cross multiply. So it's going to give me mod of x plus 1 is less than equal to mod of 2x plus 3. What you have to remember is that x cannot be equal to minus 3 by 2, which obviously will make my denominator as not defined. Okay, so this is one thing. And when I cross multiply and now when I am doing the squaring, it's going to give me x plus 1 whole square is less than equal to 2x plus 3 whole square. And when I bring terms to one side, it's basically a square minus b square. greater than equal to 0. What are the factors of a square minus b square? Well, we can directly substitute it, right? You have to just solve. It's a plus b into a minus b. So it's going to be 3x plus 4 multiplied by x plus 2 greater than equal to 0. That means x is either less than equal to minus 2 or greater than or equal to minus 4 by 3. Is this clear? Okay. Now what we have to remember is that x is equal to 2 value definitely is allowed. So it is already coming in this range, right? Whenever my x is greater than equal to minus 4 by 3, when I take this interval, x is equal to 2 is coming. And x should not be equal to minus 3 by 2. Well, minus 3 by 2 will land somewhere here in between. So this value is not included. So that means my final answer will become minus infinity to minus 2 union minus 4 by 3 to infinity. This will be the answer, or let's say the domain of f of gx. Have you understood, guys, how to solve the question? What you have to make sure is that sine inverse domain has to be satisfied. Clear? Okay. Now, if you look at the options, we can say that answer is going to be A. Well, next question is from 3D and it will be simple if you remember the formula. If you don't remember the formula, you have to actually find maybe foot of perpendicular and then apply section formula, or you have, yeah, that is the only way if you don't remember the formula. Okay, so what the question is saying is, if image of the point 1, 3, 5 with respect to the plane 4x minus 5y plus 2z is equal to 8. So if the image is alpha, beta, gamma, then what is the value of 5 times of alpha plus beta plus gamma? So what have I told you? That learn the formula, memorize. Sometimes it's really very important if you remember these formulas. Your time will be saved and you can attempt more number of questions, right? So if you don't remember it from now on, please make it a habit to revise it daily. If you are obviously going for your shifts which are coming in March, May and April. Okay, so the formula is, let's quickly see. If I have my plane, I have to find image of point, let's say 1, 3, 5 about this plane. So let's say if this is P, this is my P dash. So I'm taking my P dash as x, y, z. So if I have to find the image, let's quickly write down the formula and find the value, or let's say find the coordinates of point P dash. Now, in this case, they have already mentioned that P dash is nothing but alpha, beta, gamma. So that means I have my P as 1, 3, 5. I have my equation of plane and this is my P dash having coordinates alpha, beta, gamma. And what I have to find is 5 times of alpha plus beta plus gamma. Okay, so moving on to the formula part, what is it? Well, that is same as the image formula which was in straight lines. Only difference is that you have to again include another parameter z. So the formula goes as x minus x1 upon a is equal to y minus y1 upon b is equal to z minus z1 upon c is equal to minus twice of ax1 plus by1 plus cz1 plus d divided by a square plus b square plus c square. What are these a, b, c, d, x1, y1, z1? Well, let me again revise it for you. x1, y1, z1 is nothing but my point P coordinates whose image I have to find. x, y, z is nothing but my P dash coordinates which I have to find. And the plane equation is in its standard, or let's say in the general form, ax plus by plus cz plus d is equal to 0. So on comparing and on putting the values of all the parameters which they have mentioned, I can directly write x minus 1 divided by a. The coefficient of x is 4 is equal to y minus 3 divided by b, that is minus 5, is equal to z minus 5 divided by c, that is 2, is equal to minus twice of, when I substitute point coordinates in the plane, it's going to give me 4 minus 15 plus 10 minus 8 divided by a square plus b square plus c square, that is going to give me 16 plus 25 plus 4. Clear? Okay, so this constant part is actually coming out as, it's 14, or let's say minus 11 plus 10, which will become minus 1 minus 8, that is minus 9. So it's 2 into 9 divided by 45, that is 2 by 5. Okay, so now when I equate my x minus 1 by 4 is equal to this constant 2 by 5, my value of x will become x minus 1 is equal to 8 by 5. So x value, or let me write it down as alpha value, is equal to 13 by 5. Similarly, my y is y minus 3 is equal to minus 5, again multiplied by 2 by 5. So from here my beta value will come out as 1, right? It's 3 minus 2, that is equal to 1. And similarly, my z minus 5 value will be 2 multiplied by again 2 by 5. So that will be equal to gamma, that is 5 plus 4 by 5, that is going to become 29 by 5. So these are the values of alpha, beta and gamma. And what I have to find is 5 times alpha plus beta plus gamma. So quickly substituting the values, I'm going to get 5 times of 13 by 5 plus beta can be written as 5 by 5 plus 29 by 5. And this value, this 5 actually gets cancelled out. This value comes out as 29 plus 18, that is 47. This is going to be the final answer for the question. So it was not at all very difficult question, and the calculations also were not much lengthy, but you have to remember the formula of image of a point about a plane. Clear? Okay. So the right option will become A. Well, the next question is from definite integration. The question is saying that they have given us a function fx which is equal to integral of 0 to x e raised to t f t dt plus e raised to x. Now fx is a differentiable function. What is the function fx? That means I have to find the function which is given in the form of some integral plus e raised to x. So how do I get it? Well, can I integrate e raised to t f t? No, that is not possible, obviously, because f of t is not known to us. I have to find that value. Okay, so what do we do when expressions like this are given? When I have some fx is equal to integral of some function into f of t, let's say, or my function f again, we apply differentiation. Yes, the method is nothing but Leibniz rule. We apply here Leibniz rule. What do you do in Leibniz rule? You differentiate the integral which is given to us. So this equation is in terms of fx and e raised exponential. I will actually differentiate this and try to get a relation between f dash x and fx. Let's see what it turns out to be. So what we have learned, whenever we have equations like this where fx is integral of some function into f again, we will differentiate. We are applying Leibniz rule. So what is my Leibniz rule? When I differentiate this, it's going to give me f dash x is equal to, my derivative of integral will be what? When I put upper limit in place of t, so it's e raised to x into f of x into derivative of upper limit. Well, the derivative of x with respect to x, because we are differentiating with respect to x, will be 1. Then I put my lower limit, which is 0, which is a constant number. Its derivative is going to be 0. So this is 0, and then I have e raised to x. So it will be minus of 0, and then I have e raised to x, whose derivative again is e raised to x. Understood? So that means I have my f dash x is equal to e raised to x multiplied by f of x plus 1. And if I actually separate my f and my exponential function, it's going to give me d of fx divided by fx plus 1 is equal to e raised to x dx. Have you understood how we have written this? F dash x is nothing but derivative of fx divided by d of x. So I have cross multiplied the terms. Okay. Now we can actually integrate, because this is in variable separable form. My left hand side integration is what? Well, I have d of fx divided by fx plus 1. So its integral is ln of fx plus 1, right? And similarly, my right hand side will be equal to e raised to x plus some constant c. Is this clear? Perfect. Now, to find c, we'll again go back to the question. The question has fx is equal to 0 to x integral of some function plus e raised to x. So, to get the value of constant, I'm putting x is equal to 0 in this equation. So, when I do that, going to get f of 0 is equal to integral 0 to 0 e raised to t f of t dt, which will be definitely 0, plus e raised to 0. So that means my f of 0 value is coming out as 1. Why have I found this? Because if here I put x is equal to 0 on both the sides, since my f of 0 is 1, my left hand side is going to become ln 2 is equal to e raised to 0, well that is 1 plus c. We have got the constant c, right? So my constant c value will be nothing but ln 2 minus 1. Understood? Perfect. So now I'll substitute back in this equation and try to obtain my fx. So I can say that my f of x plus 1 will be equal to e raised to x plus c, that was nothing but ln 2 minus 1. So it's going to give me e raised to ln 2 multiplied by e raised to x minus 1, right? Okay, and now guys, what is e raised to ln 2 value? Well, that is equal to 2. So I can say that my f of x plus 1 is, this e raised to ln 2 is 2. So it's 2 multiplied by e raised to x minus 1. And finally, my function fx is with us. It's twice of e raised to x minus 1. Minus 1. Clear? This will be the function. So again, the question was not on an easier side. You have to understand whenever you have equations which were given in this form as they have given in this question, to obtain the function fx, there is only one way: differentiate both sides with respect to x. And for integral derivative, you have to apply Leibniz rule. So it was a bit on a difficult side, I would say. If you are aware of these kind of questions previously, you could have solved it. If not, I hope now it is clear how to use it and when to use it. Understood? And also one more thing, guys, you have to figure out how to find the constant term like we have done here. That again will be actually, or you can think again based on the question which is given to us. The lower limit was 0, so I put my x value as 0 such that the integral part cancels out. That was quite a hit, quite a trick over here also. Okay, so the final answer is with us. And now if we check the options, the answer is A. Well, this question says a triangle of maximum area that can be inscribed in a given circle of radius r is. They have given us options over here. Now, if I have a circle and I have to inscribe a triangle inside it, when is the maximum area possible? Well, the maximum area is possible when the triangle is equilateral triangle, right? Equilateral triangle will give us the maximum area. So that means I have equilateral triangle. I have to find either its side length or the height. I mean, whichever option is matching will be the right answer. Okay, so this we have understood that triangle will be an equilateral triangle. And if I have an equilateral triangle, I know that angles will be 60 degree, right? So let's say I have my equilateral triangle as A, center if I take as O, I can say that when I join O to all the vertices, this angle will be 60 degrees. So this angle is going to be 120 degree. And if I suppose drop a perpendicular from O to BC, let's say that foot of perpendicular is D, this angle will be half of 120, that means 60 degree. And the radius of the circle is given to me as R. Clear? Okay, so the figure will be this as we have just seen. And if I want to find, let us say, side of this triangle or the height, I know that this will be R. This here is 60 degree. So my OD can be written as what? R cos 60 degree. So r cos 60 degree will be equal to r by 2. So I have OA as r, OD as r by 2. So I can say that height or altitude of the equilateral triangle, which is AD, will be equal to r plus r by 2, that is equal to 3r by 2. So the height of the triangle or the altitude length is 3r by 2. And let's work out for the side also. So I know that OD definitely will bisect my BC, because if I draw perpendicular from center to any chord, it bisects it. So if I get BD, I can definitely get the entire length BC, right? So what is BD? Well, again, when I consider my triangle OBD, I can say that my BD will be equal to R sine 60 degree, that is equal to r multiplied by root 3 by 2. And if my BD is root 3 by 2, my BC or side of the equilateral triangle will be twice of it. So that is going to give me root 3r. Understood? A really simple question, but what you have to make sure is that you remember that the triangle which is inscribed in a circle will be of maximum area when it is an equilateral triangle. Rest was just a piece of cake. So the final answer, I have two values I have to check for both. Either the height should match or the side should match. So definitely B option is not the correct one, because height is given as 2r by 3. We have found as 3r by 2. The D option is matching. Side we have found is equal to root 3r, and D therefore will be the right option.